All right. Are you ready to dive into something really special in the tennis world?
I am. The kind of story that reminds us why we love sports.
Exactly. Trophies and rankings are one thing,
Sure, they're important.
but it's the human side of it all that really gets to me.
The connections, the emotions, the stories behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And today's deep dive is all about that. We're talking about Coco Gauff and Rafael Nadal.
A rivalry on the court, but something deeper off of it.
You got it. We've been going through all these interviews and articles about Gauff's reaction to Nadal's retirement, and it's really touching.
Well, Nadal's retirement was a huge moment for tennis, and Gauff grew up watching him dominate.
It's like she said, Nadal winning the French Open has been a constant throughout her entire life.
I remember when he won his first French Open title back in 2005, Gauff would have been just a baby.
Can you imagine? To have someone achieve that level of dominance in your formative years, it must have been incredible to witness.
Absolutely. To be that dominant for so long that it becomes a part of another player's life story, it's amazing.
And it's so interesting to me how Gauff, even amidst all the retirement buzz, focuses on Nadal's kindness.
It really speaks to his character, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Like she talked about how even early in her own career, Nadal would go out of his way to congratulate her after matches.
Little things can mean a lot, especially coming from someone you admire.
Right. And she specifically remembers Nadal congratulating her after the French Open final.
Wow, imagine being in her shoes.
I know, right? He's this legend at the top of his game, and he takes the time to acknowledge her like that.
It's a testament to his humility and sportsmanship, I think.
I totally agree. It makes you wonder what it would be like to be that young and have your childhood hero acknowledge you in that way.
It must be incredibly validating.
It would be like a dream come true, wouldn't it? To have someone you admire so much believing you, too.
I think it shows that these top athletes, they're not just focused on themselves,
They understand the importance of lifting others up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it creates this incredible atmosphere of respect and camaraderie within the sport.
And it wasn't just verbal encouragement either.
You mean like the story about the Olympic pin?
Yes, that story always makes me smile.
It's such a sweet moment, and it speaks volumes about both of them.
I agree. So they were both at the 2024 Olympics in Paris.
Waiting for a shuttle late at night, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And Gauff, being the true fan that she is, gets up the courage to ask Nadal for one of his Olympic pins.
Such a relatable fangirl moment.
I know, right? And Nadal, being the class act that he is, happily obliges, takes a picture with her.
What a memory.
The best part. Gauff said she's going to treasure that moment forever, even tell her own kids about it one day.
And that's where this story takes on a whole other level of meaning, doesn't it?
It really does. But you know what? Let's take a quick pause here. We'll be right back to unpack why those small acts of generosity can mean the world, not just in sports, but in life.
It really makes you think about the impact we can have on each other.
It's amazing, right? Those little gestures can mean so much, especially to someone just starting out.
It's like planting a seed.
Exactly. And you never know how it might grow.
Gauff has talked about how surreal it was to have Nadal even acknowledge her.
Let alone encourage her like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't just a one-time thing.
No, she's mentioned him congratulating her after other matches, too.
It speaks to his character, I think.
Definitely. It would have been so easy for him to just focus on his own game,
Right, he's got his own pressures and challenges.
And he still took the time to make those connections.
And it probably made a world of difference for Gauff.
It makes you wonder, how many other young athletes did Nadal inspire just by being kind?
Exactly. And it's not just limited to sports either.
Oh, absolutely. Think about the people in your own life who've made a difference.
A teacher, a coach, a mentor.
Someone who took the time to believe in you, to encourage you.
Those interactions can be so powerful, so formative.
They really stick with you, don't they?
They do. It's like that Olympic pin story. It's a small thing, but it represents something much bigger.
It's about more than just the pin itself.
Exactly. It's about connection, about generosity, about passing the torch.
And it's a reminder that we all have the power to do that for someone else.
To make someone feel seen, to encourage them to pursue their dreams.
And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture.
Sometimes the smallest actions can have the biggest impact.
That's a powerful thought. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives, our own goals.
But taking the time to connect with others, to offer support and encouragement, that's what really matters.
It creates this ripple effect, doesn't it? One act of kindness inspiring another.
And who knows how far those ripples might reach.
It's a beautiful thing to think about. And speaking of beautiful things, Gauff's career is shaping up to be pretty remarkable itself.
She's an incredible talent.
And she seems to have a good head on her shoulders, too.
It's going to be exciting to see what she accomplishes.
It really is. And who knows, maybe she'll end up inspiring the next generation of tennis stars, just like Nadal inspired her.
Wouldn't that be something?
It'll be amazing to see that legacy of sportsmanship and kindness continue on.
It would be a testament to the power of human connection.
It really would. And that connection, that support, it's not just important in sports, it's important in all aspects of life.
It's what makes life worth living.
It really is. But we'll save that thought for another deep dive. It's funny, we often talk about athletes leaving a legacy in their sport.
Right, like their impact on the game itself.
And with Nadal, it's so much more than just the wins, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. His style of play, that intensity, the way he fought for every point.
And let's not forget the sportsmanship.
Exactly. He was this fierce competitor, but always respectful.
It really elevated the entire sport, don't you think?
No question. He set a standard on and off the court.
And that's something that will continue to inspire long after he's gone.
It's like a ripple effect,
I love that image, those ripples of inspiration spreading out and touching countless lives.
It's a beautiful thought. And it's not just about the future of tennis either.
You're right, it's bigger than that.
It's about the power of example, of living your values, of recognizing that our actions have an impact on others.
It's about striving to be better, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us.
Exactly. And those are lessons we can all take to heart, no matter what our passions are.
So well said. It's been an absolute pleasure diving deep into this story with you.
Likewise. It's not every day you get to explore the heart of a champion.
That's for sure.
No.
And for all you listeners out there, we hope this has inspired you to look for those moments of connection in your own lives.
Because you never know when a simple gesture of kindness or encouragement might make all the difference.
Beautifully put. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.